Welcome to Empower You Crown Up. Today, we are going to be talking about self love, healing for your soul. Okay. If you haven't started following me, make sure you follow me on all social media platforms. That is Empower the letter U underscore crown up, where we believe in empowering minds to live empowered lives. So, if you don't know who I am a mom of four. I'm an international keynote speaker. I'm an author of Stop the Drama, Stop Comparing, Focus on Yourself, as well as Listen Up and another amazing book that is going to be released very, very soon. So I'm super ecstatic about it. Can't wait to share all the details. But that's just a little bit about me, not to mention that I'm also a podcaster, I'm a mental health therapist, and I'm just always in the community just doing amazing things. So I'm super excited for you guys to be tuning in with me today just to see all of the amazing things that I do and how it can benefit you to be the best version of yourself. So without further ado, we're just going to jump right in. So, again, today we're going to be talking about self love, healing for your soul. If you are part of, or if you're watching this today, make sure you go and grab my amazing promo special at, well, I will have the link listed for you, but you can also go to thebookprofitsclub.com/empower the letter U, and you can take advantage of all the great things that we are offering for you. Okay. So again, about myself, I am a mom, I'm a life coach, I'm an author, keynote international speaker, serial entrepreneur. I help empower mompreneurs to maximize their wealth while prioritizing their mental health to build meaningful relationships with themselves and others. So long story short, I help you to increase your money, keep your mental health in check, and make sure that you are not only having greater relationships with others, but also with yourself, because so many people suffer from the imposter syndrome. Don't let that be you. All right, I love this quote here. It says, "There is something beautiful about all of our scars, whatever the nature. A scar means the hurt is over, the wound is closed and healed, done with you." There is something beautiful about all scars of whatever nature. A scar means the hurt is over, the wound is closed and healed, done with, by Harry Crews. And I love this quote because it reminds you that in life you're going to get bumps, you're going to get some bruises, but we have to understand that we have to grow from those moments. Those scars do not define who you are. It's something that happened to you at that time and that point in your life, but that does not have to be your story. That does not have to be your life. And so if there is something that you are finding within yourself that you say, you know what, I am trying to make this be my life, then you have to get to a point to where you say, look, I have got to release the scars. I've got to let this be a thing of my past, knowing that my past is no longer in the present, and committing every thought captive to the Lord so you can move forward. And that is just something that is just so important, because when you live life and you go through different things, you start to understand and realize, like, now I understand these scriptures hit a little different. Now I understand what it means to commit every thought captive unto the Lord. And so what that means is, yes, I endured the pain. Yes, it hurt. Yes, I had to weep and move. Keep moving at the same time. I didn't get that time that I needed to heal. But what that also looks like is saying, hey, I acknowledge this is where I was. I am no longer there. And it's time for me to move forward. But we all remember those times as a child. Every time that wound would start to heal, we would peel back the scab. And we have to remember, like, no, that scar is there for a reason. It is a thing of the past, but we keep peeling it back, we will never heal. So we keep remembering what happened and putting emphasis and giving power to our past, then we will never move forward. And so we have to make that commitment today to say, okay, I know I'm not perfect. I know my past is my past, but I choose to move forward. And so my question to you today is, do you choose to move forward? Or are you going to be that person that keeps peeling back the scab every time it heals? And that's painful. It is so painful sitting there reminding yourself over and over of the scars, the things that people did to you. Or maybe you're remembering the things that you did to others. But whatever that is, you've got to say, you know what? I choose to be the best version of myself and go to the next level. You deserve it. So today we're going to talk about, before we get into healing for your soul, we're going to talk about trauma. And so trauma is something that everyone has experienced in some form of another. It is the lasting emotional response to a distressing event that can have physical and emotional effects on a person. Traumatic events are those that are shocking, scary, and dangerous. They can also be events that happen one time. There are sometimes I talk to people and they feel like trauma has to be something that happens repeatedly. That is a form of trauma, but it can also be something that has happened one time. So, for example, a car accident, encountering a violent attack, dealing with natural disasters, things of that nature. It can be something that is ongoing stress. So, like maybe some things you might have dealt with in your childhood or different relationships could have been like with a friend or a relationship that you were in, or it could be dealing with bullying. It could be terminal illness and having to just deal with that and fight that fight day in and day out. It could be living in an unstable environment. It could be you have seen your parents fight, whether it was emotionally or physically, and you said, okay, like that's enough. Okay. And so it can affect your body in so many different ways, whether it's you starting to feel anxious, you're sad a lot, you're angry, you can start to feel shameful, like you have lost your power. You can be one of those people who are like very jumpy, you jump at everything because of the trauma. So if someone raises their voice at you, just different things, just so many different things. And so the key is understanding yourself and where the trauma lies in your body, but being able to understand where is it and what is it. Because when you know that, that helps you to move forward. And so trauma is nothing to play with. It is something that affects everyone. And one thing that's very important is to understand that no one can tell someone how they should act or how long it should take for them to get over a very traumatic event. And that is something I see that a lot of times with people, like, just get over it. Oh, it happened. That happened 2 years ago, or that happened 6 months ago. Okay. But each traumatic event piled on top of another, that does something to a person. That shifts a person's perspective like never before. And so it's important for us to be that person that's there. If you have a friend or someone who's dealing with trauma on a high level, please make sure you're there for them. Listen to them, see what it is that they need, encourage them to go get help. If it's you, I encourage you to definitely go get some help, because you have to be able to deal with these things. You might feel like you have suppressed those things and I'm good. But sure enough, if something else happens, like if you see another car crash at your very expensive, your own eyes, right? You're there, you see it. That can send you in a spiral to go backwards. And so you want to make sure you take care of those things and understand those parts of yourself. For some, as a mental health therapist, it's literally, people who raise their voice. Okay. When we do the work, we realize, okay, that's something they encounter a lot as a child. And so now it takes them back to that inner child, even though you're looking at someone who's fully grown. And so it's just important to understand, do your research, and just be that support most definitely. Okay. All right. So, how do we deal with trauma? Let's say you said, okay, I've done therapy or I'm doing therapy, but I want to do something else, or I feel the pain in my body, because trauma is in your body. It can be anywhere in your body, your heart, your hips, your mind, your back. You can feel it internally. It is no joke. Okay. And so that's why today we're talking about healing for your soul, because there are so many other ways that you can encounter healing. Okay. One is called sound healing. And this is something that a lot of people are starting to find out more and more about. But sound healing has so many great benefits, from reducing your stress to improving your sleep to feeling balanced to having mental clarity, stabilizing your energy, and reducing pain in your body. So, sound healing is something that is so amazing. Some people think they have to go pay for, these expensive sessions and do all these things. That you can do that, but you can literally put on 10 minutes of sound healing every night before you go to bed. In the morning when you wake up, you can put it on during meditation moments, in the middle of your workday. If you have a stressful workload, you can literally put on sound healing music and boom, there you go. And so I just want you guys to start thinking outside of the box. There's other ways that you can do things. Of course, getting physical activity, going for a walk, making sure you're eating healthy, eating more of your fruits and your vegetables, making sure you're doing what you need to do for yourself. Make sure you do the research, but a lot of people are getting into the benefits of juicing, which is important. But there's so many different things that you can do for yourself to take yourself to the next level, which is imperative. Okay. So give it a try. You can look on YouTube. You can look on Spotify. They have so many different sound healings for your body, but it's something that is truly healing and relaxing for you. So then another thing you can do to help overcome certain traumas in your body is you can really do the research and get into chakra healing. And so chakra healing is something that helps you to recenter and rebalance yourself. And so when you think about recentering yourself, this helps you to realize why sometimes you might not be connected to yourself and why you have to do the work in the now. And so today we're going to talk about two chakras. Okay, we have the crown chakra, which represents that spiritual connection with your inner and your outer beauty, and just really being centered and whole. So if you find that, okay, I don't feel that spiritual connection, then that means we want to do some research on really focusing on our crown chakra. Okay. And so what that looks like is connecting with more colors, such as violet and white, and being able to have these affirmations that work for you. Okay, such as I am open to divine wisdom and guidance. This is one that a lot of people love to use because it helps them to understand. It helps them to understand that it is important to guide yourself and have that wisdom. So I'm going to give you guys a few minutes to repeat that to yourself. Say, I am open to divine wisdom and guidance. Take a deep breath in and release. Take a deep breath in and release. We're going to say it again. I am open to divine wisdom and guidance. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. I am open to divine wisdom and guidance. Okay. So again, your crown chakra is in the center of your forehead. It is often represented with the colors of violet and white. And it helps you to really connect with your divine consciousness and your spiritual connection with inner and outer beauty. And so again, if you're feeling like you're off center, you're off balance, then you want to start connecting in with your crown chakra. Okay. Next, we're going to talk about the heart chakra, which is where it is in your heart. This is your ability to control love, joy, and inner peace. Now, it also works the opposite. If you are finding that your heart is closed up, because you might say, how do I know I need to work on my heart chakra? Well, you would need to work on your heart chakra because you might be closed off. You have this wall around your heart. Maybe you've gone through and encountered so much heartbreak that you're like, okay, I don't have love and joy to give. I'm looking for that inner peace. Well, that means you have to focus on your heart chakra. And so it's no different from giving things, right? And receiving things. If your hand is closed tight, you cannot receive anything. You cannot give anything. And so that's why it's important to understand and release whatever it is that's holding you back So that way you can be full of love, joy, and inner peace. So if someone has hurt you in any form or fashion and you find that wall there, then what you have to do is remove access to that person or whatever that is, or that thing that has caused the hurt or pain to you. So that way you can be free, and you will feel this in your body. If your heart is tight and closed up and you are lacking love and joy and inner peace, you will feel this. A lot of times you'll feel the pain. It's like inflammation in your body from your back to just, you might have heart, chest palpitations, all kind of things just happen to you. And so that's why you have to make sure that you are doing the work daily to be connected with you. So this is represented with the color green. The affirmation for this one is, my heart is filled with compassion, forgiveness, and kindness. And so, yes, you might not actually be there right now, but the reality of it is, the more you say it, the more you do the work on yourself and release yourself, the more you'll say, oh, right, I get it, I'm there. So let's say that to ourselves. We're going to say it, not to ourselves. We're going to say it out loud. Okay. So we're going to take a deep breath in and release. You're going to put your right hand on top of your heart, and you're going to say, my heart is filled with compassion, forgiveness, and kindness. Say it again. My heart is filled with compassion, forgiveness, and kindness. Deep breath in. Release it. My heart is filled with compassion, forgiveness, and kindness. Okay. There are several more chakras. A lot of people choose to focus on 7. But today we're just focusing on 2. Okay. So we focus today on our heart chakra and our crown chakra. Okay. Our crown is in the middle of the forehead. Heart is your heart. Okay. Crown represented with violet and white. Heart is represented with green. And so this helps you to know, okay, where do I need to do the work on myself? Okay. So I'm going to challenge you to do some yoga. Incorporate yoga with your family, to meditate. Literally, a lot of people think meditation takes lots of time. No, you can literally meditate 5 minutes a day, 5 minutes in the morning if you wanted to, 5 minutes at night before you go to bed, or 5 minutes on your lunch break. But when you are meditating, you can do guided meditations. You can do meditations that focus on your breathing. There's so many different types of meditation, but you have to do what is best for you. So this is not the time that you scroll on your phone or look on social media or anything. And this is when you're going to have a lot of distractions. So you have to be intentional to say, okay, I'm going to get up earlier before the kids get up. I'm going to wait till all the kids go to sleep, or I'm going to make sure I separate myself from my coworkers while I'm eating so I can literally have this time for myself, or just for a few minutes. Not saying that you can't eat lunch with your coworkers, but you want to make sure that you take the time that you need to refocus, recenter your thoughts. Okay. Again, we did talk about sound healing, so making sure you're doing your sound healing and yoga poses. You can start with focusing on your crown chakra, and you can start with focusing on your heart chakra, or just doing yoga videos together, literally on YouTube with you and your family. Just make it something where you are having that time that you need for yourself, but also incorporating with your family, because mental health is so super, super important, even for our families. Okay. And one thing about your crown chakra is that a lot of times it's not even developed until you're 43, between the ages of 43 and 49. And your heart chakra, for many, is developed between the ages of 21 and 28. And so knowing that means either you can help use that as a gauge to know if you are ahead or behind. And so, that's just a gauge, right? So that doesn't mean that it's right based on their age, but that kind of helps you to understand where you are when you think about life and things of that nature. Okay, so make sure you go grab my promo, get my emotional empowerment workbook, and go ahead and get my recipes for juicing, as well as you can get yourself a candle, a spray, and join the Sugar Detox Challenge. Okay, to check out more information about that, I want you to go to thebookprophetclub.com/empoweryou, or you can also go to selfcare.empoweryou crownup.com, and that is where you can also get the same promo, okay? So it's selfcare.empoweryou, crownup.com to get this same promo, or you can go to thebookprophetclub.com/empoweryou. It's the same. It'll get you to the same exact spot. But again, guys, I'm so grateful for you guys to be tuning in with me. Again, I am Brittany Petty. I help empower entrepreneurs to maximize their wealth while prioritizing their mental health to build meaningful relationships with themselves and others.